We back.
Welcome back to Down with Boring,
Mm.
everyone. The
Hiya.
only podcast recorded simultaneously in Luton and Tottenham Hale. We've said it before, and I have run the numbers, and it's true.
We've done some checks, and it turns out no one has come for our throne just yet. So
I did
here's
actually see a
here's
guy
the
getting off the train earlier with some podcasting equipment and a Spurs top on. So,
and with a giant sign that said Luton.
yeah,
So maybe our moment will come. Finally, someone will take us down
take the mantle away.
from our high grade
It's a very
positions.
special episode today, isn't it, Jamie? Because
Yeah,
the new issue's out, and that only happens every two shows. So that's really something to think about, something to
yeah,
treasure.
exactly. We don't have to keep
Uh,
talking about it. It's like
we
there's a
don't.
new one now. There's a new one. It's
We
the bumper one.
we got basically sort of end of year stuff, haven't we? That
It
time
is,
has come again.
which
We got Hayley Williams on the cover
mm,
of Paramore and excellent solo material. We got Haim, and we've got Keo, which I believe you did,
I
Jamie. Is
did.
that true?
See, I do stuff as well. It's not just all,
Out of retirement for one last job.
they there just when you just when they think I'm out, they pull me back in. Yeah, I chatted to Kyo. They're leading the hype list, which of course we do every single year, looking ahead to the bands and artists that are going to be, well, hopefully really good in the next year, so that in 12 months' time we can be really braggy about it and say, "See, we knew, we knew." So yeah, chat
Yeah,
to Kyo, who are absolutely smashing it. Really wonderful chat with Finn, which you can pick up over at readdork.com, I believe, is the place you need to go.
I
Or
believe that is
if
the
you
one.
go to some of the places that we send magazines to, and if you're lucky, you might be able to pick up a copy. But secure the purchase now is
I
what we're.
would if I were you.
You don't want to live with
Uh,
regret. You don't want to
you
live with
don't.
regret, basically, and that's the main thing. And now, with this kind of this week's episode, we're going to dive into that spirit of like the best of. Really, we talked about
Yeah, we're
Hayley
going to
Williams.
talk about our favorite album, our favorite track of the year.
Yeah,
We're also going to talk about some tracks that have come out since our last show. We know this one was delayed by a week, but
yeah.
I
Don't
was
get.
on a romantic getaway in Seville last weekend, and Jamie was networking with music industry people in Montreal. So
Again, global. Like, that's a
global.
mental sentence, right?
Jamie
That's
got to go to
great.
Montreal, but I got to feel true love on the orange blossomed streets of
That's
Spain's
true.
most beautiful city.
As I sat outside the McDonald's in Montreal having a portion of poutine, I went, God, this might be love, but it's not quite true love. So the winner, once
Exactly. So
again,
true.
in a shock to nobody, was Jake.
Yeah, one final thing about Seville. Everyone you ever speak to that's been to Seville will say it is such a walkable city. And what they mean by that is it doesn't have any fucking public transport. So we got some dog shows coming up, Jamie, haven't we?
Yeah, not in Seville by the sounds of it.
Lovely
No,
place, but
lovely place, lovely
stick a tube
place.
in, I say.
I want to give a shout as well to I told you a little bit about this, Jake. There was a few people in Montreal who said they were fans of the podcast and
Yes.
listened to the podcast.
Yeah,
So
shout out to them actually.
shout out to the listeners in
Next year you take
Montreal
us both over, maybe you can watch us do it live. A little
in the
private
flesh.
podcast, like when
Yeah,
Beyonce plays in Saudi Arabia and doesn't tell everyone.
but we will tell everyone
Yeah, I
because
guess.
Montreal's all right. Yeah.
Well, it
Um,
depends. I mean, how much money we get. If it's
I
Saudi
mean,
Arabia money, I'll tell anyone. I'll tell everyone they want me to.
anyway, coming soon, Down with Boring live from Riyadh.
Yeah,
There we go.
yeah.
Not in
We're
Riyadh.
I was literally about to say we're not in Riyadh, so that's worked out.
What not happening in Riyadh is some of our next talk shows coming up. Coming up very shortly is Paint by Numbers, obviously, a new one-day festival fun we're doing in Bristol and Nottingham at Thekla and the Bodega, respectively. Headlined by Porridge, but my first time, Bloodworm, Sandhouse, Tooth, and many more, all in one place, only for 15 quid a ticket. Come on, we do deals
It's
here.
true. Two great venues as well.
Yeah.
So that's nice.
Yeah, if you want a weekend of just like one day seeing loads of great bands all in one spot, you're in. Go and check out Tooth as well, by the way, who are very, very good, who I saw at live at Leeds a couple of weeks back.
Toothsome is a word which I don't like.
But what does that mean? Like if you're
Like
toothsome?
tasty.
Oh,
What a toothsome dessert.
isn't that just delicious as a phrase?
Yeah, we got a lot of words though, haven't we? So that when you're
Yeah, we love them.
writing something, you don't have to repeat yourself.
in the dictionary, like we keep adding words to the dictionary. We don't take them away.
See, I don't believe that when they say you add word. Like, I don't think.
Like
I think this is
ring got
this. I
added.
think this is the most two men starting a podcast chat we've ever had.
I don't know. It must be worse.
I don't know.
I'm
I feel like
sorry.
I just had a real out of body moment there when I thought, God, what am I doing with my life? But they add the words to the dictionary, but I still don't think you're allowed to use them in Scrabble.
Oh, right. So Scrabble needs to catch up, is what you're saying.
Well, no, because I think like they add words to the dictionary. They were like, "Oh, we've added amaze balls to the dictionary," and then 2 years later, no one's using it anymore, and it's like, "Oh, well, that's weird."
Yeah, that was a bit of a waste of time, wasn't it?
Whereas like anteater, that's got to stay in there
That's
until they're all dead.
Okay.
We got a Christmas gig at 100 Club coming up.
Yes, we are.
Pickle Friends headlining. That's Tuesday, the 16th of December. That'll be a very festive, fun time
It will be
with
festive
whatever
fun.
Jamie can buy from
Yeah.
Oxford Street for under a fiver that looks
Which
festive.
I just want to flag, by the way, very hard to get Christmas decorations on Oxford Street. Like, I'm just saying,
Unless you go to
think,
like Liberty.
yeah, or you pull the fucking giant lights off the top of it. But we tried that one year.
Easy to get them, but hard to keep hold of them.
Yeah, we tried one year. They weren't happy with us. We'll see what we do this year. Yes, tickets still available. So go grab 1, 2, 3, 4. Have a
I
Christmas
think there is an
dinner.
upper limit.
I think 4 is actually the limit. So no more than 4, please, of your friends. And then looking into next year, we're going round the houses with Antony Szmierek. Wonderful small shows in Stoke, Birkenhead, and Blackpool. Yes, the Holy Trinity, the Bermuda Triangle, if you will, of good music fun.
It makes it sound like good music is lost there.
But we're coming. So
You
that'll
could
be
call it
good,
the
right?
two-dimensional Stockport pyramid of music.
Oh, God, the catchiest slogan in the world. We'll put down the posters, shall we?
Yeah, I would.
I would move quickly if you are planning to go to Blackpool or Birkenhead because tickets are very, 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 very low there.
What
If you're from
about on a cold, wet night in Stoke?
if you're from Stoke, I suggest you buck up your ideas and get a fucking ticket soon.
Yeah, I would say the same.
Anthony has promised that he will do a very special cover in Stoke and Stoke only. So,
Oh, okay. Are there any
there you go
bands
now.
from Stoke?
It might be a guy called Robbie Williams. That's all I'm going to say.
Not heard of him. Robin
Any
Williams.
Robin Williams. Robin Williams will be back
It
for one night
looks
only.
like it looks like he could probably cover a song
Who
by hardcore punk band Discharge. They're from Stoke, so just one to
And you
think
won't
about.
find that anywhere else. So if
You
you want
won't.
to see Antony Szmierek
I'm
covered,
gonna be honest with you guys. You won't find it. You won't find it in this
You won't
either.
find it.
Sorry,
No.
Discharge fans.
Yeah, you have to come back for that. Discharge fans.
Yeah.
Go grab a ticket now. It's gonna be great fun. It's gonna be good fun. That's kind of it for us.
That kind of it. That kind of it.
Should we talk about news though? I'll tell you what is also
Yeah, actually, this is good because it frees people up to come and see Antony Szmierek because Oasis have finally stopped touring.
They've finally done.
I know, honestly. You wait ages for an Oasis show and then it just continually happens. A friend of mine who's not a music fan got the train down like towards the end of the summer and he actually messaged me and said, is this Oasis thing just never ending? Because every train I've been on this summer has been full of Oasis fans. Because they did London and then they went away and came back, didn't they?
Yeah. So they did the summer and then they had like extra dates at the end of it. Yeah.
So clearly he was just managing to line up with that every single time.
It has felt it's taken over. I mean, we kind of thought it might, but like it has truly like in the summer.
Well, I think
it was.
I think the main reason the longevity of it is that they were actually really good, which is what made it. You know, the novelty wore off and they were still good. They've basically said they'll probably do some more, haven't they?
Yeah, they've teased it. So they've kind of said like in like a thing like it's a pause, like time to pause for a period of reflection.
Which is great because what are we reflecting on?
What else are we going to fucking do? But yeah, it's been heavily hinted that they will be coming back next year to do some more dates.
But they're only going to play songs they didn't play on this tour. So fans of Lila and the importance of being idle, get in there.
And fans of All Around the World, the full 10-minute version.
Yes.
Get ready because next year is your year. a wonderful summer. I think everyone, when Oasis kind of got back together, everyone was making those jokes like, "Oh yeah, how long is it going to last?" Turns out, actually, like the whole
Yeah,
thing,
you
and
got
it was
played,
actually
guys.
pretty fun.
I think Oasis would be a good one if they, because like no one plays Nebworth anymore, right? So I think
No,
like almost like a census of like how much people want to see Oasis is they should have booked Nebworth, and when it sold
yeah,
out, booked another one, and when it sold out, booked another one, and just kept doing that until one didn't sell out, and then they'd be
yeah.
like, right, this is how many Oasis fans there are.
We now know there is a full amount of Oasis
Yeah.
fans, and we've
You
found
know, and
them.
they're like, oh my God, that like, it rained enough water to fill 18 swimming pools. It's like, yeah, there
Yeah,
are enough Oasis fans to fill 37 Nebworths.
that's it. 37 there was. It goes in like the Guinness Book of Records. Like, interesting fact. This. Well done to Oasis. They made it.
Well done to
Well done,
Oasis.
Oasis. Congratulations. What a year. Let's listen to a song they did play on the tour. Because they're now free to be whatever I. They can go do whatever they want now. They can go and fucking sit in the pub. They're fucking fine. They've done the dates. This is whatever by Oasis.
It always seems to me you always see what people want you to see. How long's it gonna be before we get on the bus? It goes no fuss, better grip on yourself. It's all the cost, but free to be whatever I choose, and I'll sing the music if I want.
Good shit.
Yeah, good song. Could go far. They're done, but every single festival on the planet seems to have announced the lineup since we last spoke.
Yeah. Every single festival has announced next summer already stacking up big. We're gonna miss a bunch because there's been so fucking many. But it's all happening. It's all going
It
on.
is.
I'll try to think how we start this. Lido Festival, of course, in London, have announced that CMAT is going to be headlining her own day. Obviously,
Yeah.
Lido is the show where obviously the artist headlining kind of get to curate the bill alongside it as well. So CMAT's
Which
going to be
I
on my
imagine is a very long, drawn-out meeting where the artist says, "Can I have Lady Gaga?" And they say, "No,
Yeah,
no, you
no,
can't.
no, you
But
can't.
you can have one person who used to be in Pentangle."
There you go. That's a win, isn't it? Father John Misty, Sharon Van Etten, and a bunch more are playing on that date. So
Speaking of CMAT,
big moment. Yes.
headlining the Thursday of a very nice truck festival lineup as well.
Mm.
Smashed out of the park on that one by booking all the bands doing anniversary tours and then some really good new ones too. So, if you like truck, you're going to like that. Also, I
Bang.
think it's quite nice that we're all just admitting CMAT's festival headline status now.
Yeah. We're just like, look, CMAT's headliner. It's going to be great. Finally. I mean, like, to be fair, last summer, this summer, it did really feel like, okay, she can go and headline now. Like
Yeah,
everyone,
yeah, yeah.
it was the moment. So that's going to be happening. Obviously down there. All Points East also in London town. Obviously, we talked about Tyler the Creator headlining
We
2
did
days,
indeed.
which are very, very stacked indeed. They've also announced obviously Outbreak Festival will be there with Deftones, Idols, and One the Sniffers. And 21 Pilots are there with Wonder Horse as main support, which will be interesting to see.
Yeah. I don't know. I feel like a lot of 21 Pilots fans kind of don't care about any other band because they're so committed. So
They're
I
very
think with
committed.
that, it is like, how do you book a support lineup?
Yeah.
And I think Wonder Horse are great even if you don't know them. So I think they'll work better than maybe it
Yeah.
looks like it will. But yeah, I think obviously, 21 Pilots, the people are going because they want to see 21 Pilots. They're just one of those bands,
A big old thing. Tramlines, they've got Fatboy Slim, Cortinas, and Wolf Alice headlining. So that's good if you're in Sheffield or the neighbouring areas. Good on them. Ballmasters.
Good on them. Is that all you've got? Fatboy Slim annoys me because he doesn't play his songs, does he? He just DJs. Grow up. Play praise you.
We've talked about this before.
We have. I'm not going to delve into it again. But
Ballmasters have secured Tash Sultana on an England Festival exclusive. That's right, everybody. An England Festival exclusive for Tash Sultana. Everyone, I know. Phenomenal.
Right. Has Boardmasters ever got through a year without blowing away?
Yeah.
Because
Blowing away.
it does feel like it has to.
It hasn't
It blows
blown
away
away.
a lot. It feels like they close because it's blowy a lot.
I mean, it is at a point a risky point. I'll be frank with
Yeah,
you.
it feels like an odd. I mean, I haven't been, but it seems to just be on top of a hill next to a cliff. It's like
You're asking for trouble, aren't you? Really, I'll be frank with you.
Yeah.
Fatboy Slim and Kasabian are there.
Fatboy Slim. Wow, you know what annoys me about Fatboy Slim is he doesn't play his own songs. Grow up, play praise you.
We should be really happy about is there's a Big John DJ set and a Pitbull tribute act playing, and the Ibiza Final Boss is on the lineup. So, well done.
See, I'm happy. I'm happy with the first two. The Ibiza Final Boss, like that's a psyop. That's an industry plant. If I ever heard
That's
one.
an industry plant. Yeah, do you know what? Fair enough. That industry plant.
Like his hair is bad, but like it's not even that bad.
Yeah. He's fine, isn't he? Really? He'll be good. Mighty Hoopla also have got Lily Allen playing on a UK festival exclusive. That's a great. That's wolf.
Like
that's a banger.
to the point where I'm like, did you somehow manage to secure this booking after the album came out? Because that album and Mighty Hoopla, like it just makes such perfect sense.
Like so good,
that
isn't it?
Such a good shout from Hoopla.
Mighty Hoopla have also got Scissor Sisters. Perry.
Again,
DJ.
I mean, Jesus Christ.
It's special guests 5. Also, a big shout out to Jane McDonald, booked on the lineup there. Mighty Hoopla smashing it. Every festival is announcing it's all going on. There's loads of choice next summer. Jesus Christ, and more to come. So, looking forward to all of that. It's gonna be very good.
We've definitely missed some there, but what are you going to do, eh?
I mean, there's loads going on, guys. There's loads. Oh, Scooter are playing Download. Scooter are playing Download. That's a banger. That's a banger. Which we should have actually played.
Should have led with that. Really.
We're going to talk about Fish on All Points East, who have announced Lord as well as one of the headliners with Pink Pantheress and Zara Larsson on that day. It's going to be a banger. I think Rose Gray, Audrey Hobart, like a proper big lineup that is. So we're going to play one song from Lord because that's going to be a big moment. So let's have a listen to What Was That by Lord.
I want you just like that. Into your hands, we're in a sandstorm and it knocks me out. I didn't know then that you'd never be enough. Oh, since I was 17, I gave you everything. Now we wake from a dream. Well, baby, what was that?
No Hard Rock Hallelujah, unfortunate. Other big news, The Darkness.
Just want to flag, pause. Other big news,
yes,
same level as Lord. Yep.
The Darkness of the Darkness fame. They played piano at St Pancras train station, and it was really, really bad.
So this is happening quite a bit,
great.
Right?
Justin Hawkins, great lad. If you're walking through St Pancras, probably quite a nice moment.
Yeah.
The film I've seen of it, Justin Hawkins is playing the piano, which he doesn't normally do. He's also the crowd are gathered around behind him, so he keeps turning to sing to them and then not playing the piano. And the crowd don't know as much of the Darkness Christmas song as they thought they did at the beginning, I believe. So there's a lot of mumbling happening. And then he sort of says Merry Christmas.
I think that song as well is quite, the chorus, right? But the kind of verses are kind of like,
yeah. Which even, I mean, he's not mic'd up either. So he's playing the piano and you can't really hear him. And also, like, St Pancras has this weird, like, hard-on for the fact that they have a piano. But, like, every train station on the planet now has there's fucking pianos coming out of our ass. So, like, let Justin Hawkins and The Darkness play their instruments. Why do they have to come and play the St Pancras piano?
Yeah.
I have to go home via St Pancras. And do you know how often, about 1 a.m, someone is there massacring shite on the piano?
Massacring shite. Yeah, I find it crazy that they kind of like just...
Luton Airport Parkway train station has a piano, and they don't bang on about it.
They don't. You're right. They don't bang on about it. It's a thing though, because they have the giant like advert that if you walk into St Pancras, this is a real moment for people who've never been to St Pancras station before. But there's like a wall of like highlights, isn't there? It's like a
Yeah,
Hall
yeah.
of
And
Fame.
there's a handwritten
like
note from Elton John that says
yeah,
like the piano is a gift, keep it, which is real. Like, oh, I'm not getting that
keep
out of
it.
here. Yeah,
That makes it sound like he like kind of brought it with him, and he was like,
yeah.
"You know what, mate?
But they've got like 2 or 3 pianos in St Pancras. But they swear they weren't even the first one to have a piano. So it's like, why do you get to be? I got an email the other day talking about the rich musical heritage of St Pancras, and I was like, oh, I wonder what that is. It just people played that piano.
People played the piano. People gave it a go, don't they?"
Do you know how hard it is for a part of central London to not have a musical heritage? And St Pancras, the one that seems to have none, is claiming one based on a piano.
This rich history, which kind of just started
It's
with
like
like
if
a few years
Camden
ago.
said the rich musical history, and then the only example they give was that guy that plays an acoustic guitar with 3 strings outside the train station.
Look at where stories were made.
Mm.
I quite enjoy some of the comments on the YouTube video that is there from St
Yep.
Pancras. Which one being, as we kind of when we were chatting about the show and pointed out earlier, someone's going, sounds like crap. Bring on Youngblood.
Yeah, yeah.
Which
those are your options.
is
Justin
Youngblood- is Youngblood
Hawkins or
coming?
Youngblood.
is
Those
he
are your
coming?
options. That's music.
And someone else has responded to them and has gone, can't stand auto-tuned Youngblood. I mean, he's not auto-tuned, but fair. I prefer real live singers like Justin. But if you want music industry trash, that's fine. Have a great Christmas. Have a great Christmas at the end.
Have a great Christmas.
Have a great Christmas.
Truly, the spirit of Christmas is alive in every one of us. Have a great Christmas.
Have a great Christmas.
Hey,
If you
mate,
like-
I don't know you, but I think your music taste is a war crime. Anyway, I hope you enjoy the festive season.
Eat shit.
Actually, one of my issues with this, before we play a Darkness song,
Yeah.
but I also do think, on a serious note, I think it's quite nice, isn't it? Like, you know, you go through St Pancras, Justin Hawkins playing
I love
piano,
that.
great. But the fact that they tried to turn it into like an actual news story, like thing, like that
Yeah.
to me, I'm just like, come on, lads. But one thing I will say, completely forgot what I was
Oh, no.
talking about.
Oh, no.
I will say something apparently, but I couldn't tell you what it is.
But I can tell you what it is.
Oh,
Great.
they didn't do that. Christmas month is December, and they did this in November. So, like, come on, lads.
You
grow
just
up.
need to wait a few more days. Yeah,
So
yeah.
they were so close.
They are now. They
He
are
even
doing-
says at one point, he says like "Merry Christmas," and it sounds like he's going like, "Oh, that sounds a bit
it's
weird,
way
doesn't it?"
too early, isn't it?
Yeah.
They are playing a big arena tour next December, so that might
Next
help.
December.
Yeah, you got a year to wait for it. So
So this
Hey.
was their equivalent of that this year.
I guess this was the first bit done for them. The
Mm.
rest will come.
It must
in
be
a
so
promo
great
code.
for them to play in an area with such incredibly rich musical heritage.
Right outside WH Smith. Yeah.
I
Wonderful.
believe no, actually, there isn't a Smith's at St Pancras because it's the international ones. They just have posh shops. So I believe it's sort of like next to Gale's and the Calvin Klein underwear shop.
The perfect mood. Perfect mood. Some would say that obviously coming out of the Eurostar and seeing that the piano being played at any point, not just the Darkness, would make you want to go and turn around, go up to the train desk and get a one-way ticket out of there. And that is One Way Ticket by the Darkness.
Holding cold, repeating myself until it isn't slightly louder. Pausing just long enough to stop the wet powder. Wheels came off, but I'm still on track. I'm on a one-way ticket to hell.
Something I've just thought of before we talk about some new music is I have no idea, but I assume that the Darkness are not big outside of the UK.
I think in Europe they're
You reckon in front because if you get off the Eurostar from like Paris in London and you're like, oh, what's this crowd? and it's like that is happening, you would be like, what the fuck? And also,
What's going on?
there weren't any like news stories about it until a little bit later. So you'd be
Yeah.
Googling it and there'd be nothing.
There'd be
You'd just
nothing
be
to
like,
tell
what the fuck?
you.
What's going on?
It's a bit different when it's like Elton John. You're like, that's Elton John over there. John Legend, that's John Legend. Rod Stewart, recognizable. That just looked like two blokes kicking around.
That's what I mean. They don't even look how they looked then. I was just thinking about this because I
Yeah.
was talking to a South African friend of mine recently, and I mentioned Ainsley Harriott, and she didn't know who Ainsley Harriott was.
That makes
And then she was like, "Well, what would I know him
you were in
from?"
uproar.
Well,
Yeah,
no,
yeah.
she said, "What would I know him from?" And I was like, "Well,
You won't.
you don't know him. You
Yeah.
don't really know him from anything."
He's just.
She was like,
there.
"Well, what does he do?" And I was like, "Well, he was on a TV program in the late 90s. I don't know what to tell you."
Yeah. Unfortunately, Ainsley Harriott didn't cross over, but maybe the Darkness will. I once saw the Darkness play a festival in the Czech Republic, now known as Czechia. That was good. That
Yeah?
was great. Yeah,
Did the people get involved?
They did. They enjoyed it. They really did. He went topless really quickly, which I think is
Yeah.
now his thing.
Yeah.
Justin. But when he's not reviewing stuff on YouTube, he takes
Yeah,
it
really
off.
earnestly reviewing stuff too, which I kind of rate.
Yeah,
It's just
Whereas
like him in a
we're-
shed being like, "I really
Yeah.
like this album, and here's why." And you're like, "Oh, I just thought it'd be wackier than this for some reason."
Yeah. Speaking of earnest reviews,
Yeah.
we're here, everybody, to look at new
We
music.
are West Side
God.
Cowboy.
Actually,
friends
how
of
you
the show.
pronounce that as well is you've not pronounced West Side Cowboy right there. It's actually West Side Cowboy, as it's known.
I don't think they have a lisp when they do it, Jamie.
Depends what room you're
West
in.
Side Cowboy have dropped
Yes.
their new song, haven't they?
They
Their
have.
new song. What an odd way of me saying that.
Their
They
new
have.
song.
They've dropped their new song. They've released a new song, "Can't See," from the
Yeah.
EP "So Much Country Till We Get There," which is out early next year. I spoke to West Side Cowboy for the issue of the magazine that's currently out, so you could get Jamie's Keo cover and my West Side Cowboy feature
You're
all
getting
in one
both.
neat little package.
What a delight.
Great new band. We've spoken about them loads on here. Really like what they're doing. Really like, I mean, I don't want to blow our own horn, but obviously with us putting them, Divorce and Vegas Water Taxi on, really love that little kind of indie sound with a little bit of country in it.
Yeah.
And I mean, speaking to them, they said recently, they said they don't know if they weren't called West Side Cowboy now, people would make that connection. Which I think is a real example of how people that make music are perhaps not best placed to listen to it. In a good way.
It's there. It's
There.
there.
I mean, it's very,
And it's great.
it's
It's great.
90% indie British,
Yeah.
music, but there's a 10% there, which I think is really nice and lends them it lends them a little bit of something, which is very, very good to have in a very crowded landscape. And also, they're great fun live.
They're
Really nice
really good
people.
live.
Haven't released a
Yeah.
bad song yet. So yeah, very excited for the EP and obviously, presumably, what comes afterwards, which is probably longer than an EP.
I guess so. It's a
I've
mixtape.
heard.
A mixtape.
Yeah,
The
that'll be it.
deluxe edition, double
Deluxe.
CD.
Deluxe
mixtape.
non-commercial mixtape. Anyway, this is "Can't See" by West Side Cowboy.
That smile you're holding, you didn't think it would get this far. Did you wish you told him the world is waiting for you? You don't need a head start. The world is waiting for you. You don't need a head start. The world is waiting for you. The world is waiting for you. The world is waiting for you. Don't need a head start.
Good tune. Great tune. Banging tune, as some would say. Looking forward to West Side Cowboy next year and everything they get up to. Because it's going to be great. Well, Scala, they're playing, obviously, Scala. In London.
God, they tour
That's here.
absolutely relentlessly.
They tour
Which is funny
everywhere,
because
which is great.
they pointed out, I mean, they're on a tour now, and then they have one in January, and they were like, they're kind of our first headline tours. And I was like, you play everywhere? They're like, yeah, we just do festivals, and then we just supported other bands. So they were like, I don't even know what our fans look like, to be honest. We've never been in a venue just full of our
purely
bands.
for them.
Yeah. So I'm sure they're
Fuck's sake.
currently experiencing that on their tour, and they will be again in January on their bigger tour.
Yeah, they've already sold out there. Obviously, Scarlet and Gorilla in Manchester, so big rooms that continue to get bigger. So yeah, good stuff for West Side Cowboy. Another band who I guess friends of the show. I mean, I think they are tied for maybe being on the show the most.
Got to be up there, yeah.
They're up there definitely.
It's
Lime
either
Garden.
them or Madison Beer.
equal amounts of commitment from both as well.
Yeah.
Which is great.
Yeah,
Lime
getting that
Garden-
email from Madison when she said she is such a huge fan of the show and wanted to be on it was a true. I just love to make dreams come true
It's
for people.
true. And now look at her.
Yeah,
doing
listen back to
absolute
our
bits.
Reading 2023.
Two?
I think
Three?
two. I think two. Two sounds about right. One of the Reading specials has Madison Beer on it.
Yeah, 22, 23, one of those.
Mm.
Have a listen to arguably our high point.
Well, not hers.
Lime Garden are back with a brand new song called Maybe Not Tonight. So this is, I guess the first slice of new material really since their debut album, One More Thing, came out. An album which, even though it was very well acclaimed and loads of people talked about how amazing it was and loads of people love Lime Garden, I still think maybe he's underrated for how good it is.
What do you think would be the correct rating?
I think the correct rating would have been
in like terms of like what fruit is it most like?
I would say like a peach.
Uh-huh. And what do you think it's rated at the moment?
Maybe a Satsuma.
Okay, interesting. That kind of makes sense. Okay.
Yeah.
As you were.
As you were. Yes, the back with a brand new tune. Maybe Not Tonight. This is like so like brilliantly Lime Garden and so like in your face, direct, and kind of like doing what they've been doing so well for a while now, but kind of blending more maybe that electronic side of things into things. I mean, when they first started, when they were Lime, and then obviously they had to bring in the Garden.
Sued by LimeWire.
Of course, they were dipping into like that sort of stuff. Really, I mean, if you look at stuff like I don't know, like Clockwork, Marbles, like there is a little bit of that kind of like twist on it, and they've always kind of brought that. But this feels the most like I don't know, they feel just a lot more like hungry. Like it feels just so much more like they've got a clear vision of what they want to do, how they want to go about it.
They've taken the time too, haven't they? Which is good.
Yeah,
they haven't rushed it out, and I think it really shows. Like this is a song that feels like a new chapter. I think like it feels like it is an advancement on what they've done before. And like you, I mean, I really love that debut album, but I'm really excited for what's coming next because I do really enjoy this one.
Yeah, it's like really like heavy kind of like breakdowns. It feels kind of like larger than kind of everything they've done before. And everything that's like sounds to come is brilliant. Obviously, they played our Dork 100 show this summer at Seabright Arms. That was like mid-recording, from what I believe. Like they kind of came in and just went, "Yeah, we've been recording all the time." So, yep, here we go. Here's the set, and there's a lot of brand new tunes in that, and they all sounded really like a real step up in a great way. Really looking forward to what comes from this kind of like next chapter for them. And this is an absolute like indie dance floor banger, which is great. What you want to see.
And what fruit do you think this would be?
Oh, can I say like toffee apple?
I suppose, but I'm not happy with it.
It's a juicy toffee apple. It's Moorish, and it's something that everyone can get their teeth stuck into.
Yeah, but maybe not tonight, as Lime Garden would say.
Is maybe not tonight. Onto
away
another,
from toffee apples.
All I'm saying is we've got a lot
No,
of like
I'm not going to let you. I
here.
don't know what you're going to say now, but I don't trust you after your toffee apple chat. I'm sorry.
We're talking about a friend of the magazine, Jake. Friend of yours, actually.
Yes, a very, very dear friend of mine. We have spoken for a grand total of 45 minutes, but I'm sure he'll call back soon.
Any second now.
David Byrne, who is currently on tour. for his new album, Who Is the Sky. He's been playing a song live, which fans called T-Shirt, which is now released. And it turns out it's called T-Shirt.
Thank God. Thank
I
God.
know. I think a lot of people were saying this, and I think it's definitely true. American Utopia really came into its own when he toured it, and then he released the concert film at the end of that. He was saying in the interview, available in Dork, which you can buy, that the live show is kind of a dialogue with the album, and like it really does make him understand it better and think about what things are about and that. And I think this is kind of an extension of that, in that he's thrown a brand new song in there. Long-term fans will be happy to know that this is with Brian Eno as well. Very, very long time collaborator of David Byrne's. I just really like it. It's a really fun standalone single, which I don't think it would have fitted in if he had it on the album, but I'm glad it's out in the world. Also, him releasing it presumably means he's going to keep playing it live, which is good because it's a fun one. I don't have tickets to the Apollo, but luckily he's also doing a load of festivals. So yeah, I'm just going to be going, following him around the world, I guess.
That reaction, I literally just going.
Yeah, that was actually a little sound effect. No, he's doing London in March, but I think it sold out pretty quick and was quite expensive. So I will be at Latitude Festival, Barrier, with a banner saying "Remember me" from our chat. And he's also doing loads of stuff around Europe as well. Opener, which friends of mine have been to before and say is very good fun. He's playing on my birthday, so see you in Gdansk, world.
From Gdansk to Latitude, off we go to Headham Park.
Big one. Wherever you see David Byrne, you will see me, but not in a weird way.
Not in a weird way.
Not in a weird way. This is T-Shirt by David Byrne.
I go along, get along, sing my T-shirt, take it off, dance these shoes on till we drop in this land of milk and honey.
Rule 31 of following David Byrne around is keep your T-shirt on.
Yeah, at all times.
Luckily, another Rule 31 is the name of the new track from Radio Free Alice, which is out now. Radio Free Alice have kind of like over the past, I don't know, like maybe like 18 months, kind of just really come into their own as a band. They've kind of like just built up this really loyal following, which is like, it's one of those things that they've just kind of quietly gone about putting out tunes. Well, just like they kind of like,
this band have these good songs,
and then people want to go and see them and listen to it. But they've kind of like built this up, kind of like quite low key. It feels, and it now feels like their moment to kind of like really, they're stepping out a bit more, and be like, right, let's make the world know we're fucking not playing around.
Do you know a good way of doing that? They could do an impromptu performance on the famous St. Pancras piano.
The rich musical history of St. Pancras, of course. They've kind of been putting out stuff for a while. I mean, like, if you think about it back to, is it Paris is Gone, which came out in 2023. They've kind of just been building up a bit of a word of mouth kind of phenomenon, and now it feels like they're right stepping in. Well,
it feels like it's gone, over the top, kind of like if you want to use a Battle of the Somme reference.
Thank
and
God,
now they are being mowed down by legions of fans with love bullets.
Love bullets.
You're allowed to make fun of the Somme now because everyone who was in it is dead. Yeah.
Okay, right.
I think that's like the statute of limitations.
Yeah, okay. So no one's going to get any too much like PTSD kind of vibe. Like, we're all good. We're in the clear. Okay.
I think so.
All right. Well, that's good.
We'll find out, won't we?
What brings the Down with Boring podcast down is that we did offend the World War I veterans who fought in the Somme.
I think you should get like, I feel the same way about like accidental tax fraud. I think you should get like one free hit. You know, if you're self-employed and you like fuck up your tax returns. I think we've ruined our free hits. I'm so sure we've ruined our free hits. But specifically about the Somme. The Somme and independent tax returns. Those are the two things you get free hit on.
Great.
Not like murder or anything.
Yeah.
That's a one and done.
That's too far, yeah. But you need like a little one go like, oh, a bit of a misstep.
Yeah.
That we've been talking about the Somme now for like about a minute solid.
Which, it's what it deserves. I think the respect.
Radio Free Alice track is really great. I'm really liking it. They're really amazing live. They played live at Leeds in the City stage a
They
couple of weeks
did.
ago,
They did.
and it was absolutely ramo in there. People were fucking going for it. Right, it was just absolutely brilliant, and they're like such a good live band as well. So when they do come back around, make sure you're down the front for it. They're a proper amazing indie band with this sort of like really like authoritative like tone on them. Like they're almost from like the 70s, 80s. It's really great. This tune is another example of that. So well done them. This is Rule 31 by Radio Free Alice. God.
Yeah, don't see a world where they're playing venues that small for long. You know.
No, they're absolutely not. So, yeah, that's a bunch of really great tracks, Jake. Bunch of really, really good shit. I guess we should look back on the year that's been now.
Exactly, it is that time. This is coming out at the beginning of the last month of 2025.
God,
the last month,
nearly done.
Christmas. You know,
What time it's
Santa
been?
coming down the chimney, stockings on the chimney breast, eh? Carrots out for
Stockings on the
Rudolph,
chimney
eh?
breast. Fuck's sake.
Baubles on the tree. Oh, Nan's had too much brandy again, hasn't she? Oh, turkey on the table. Oh, couldn't eat another bite. Christmas pudding, eh? Oh, snow outside, cozy inside.
Stop now.
Oh, God, Christmas time.
We're looking back on 2025. What a brilliant year it was.
Yeah, sorry, I got lost a bit then in my sort of Partridge-esque remembrances.
In our latest issue, we run down obviously our albums of the year and our tracks of the year at Dork. So pick up a copy, you'll get
which
the
I
full
believe may
lowdown.
also be debuting online around now. I would have more certainty, but I think I've just put a shard of glass in my hand by mistake.
What no one can see is you've been just staring at your like hand for a bit, and with a bit of concern on it is your face. Is it glass?
Seems fine. Yeah. I've got a new cat, and today he just pushed a glass onto the floor.
That's good shithousery. That's
It
okay.
is.
Good to hear.
It's true, especially because you can't blame him, can you? You can't blame him because he doesn't understand.
Doesn't understand how glasses work.
But you know, glass everywhere.
And now he's ruined. What you don't understand, everybody listening, is that there's blood absolutely pissing everywhere, and he's taking it really in his stride.
Yeah, that's it.
For you, our
for
loyal
you at
listeners,
home, and for our artists, tracks, albums of the year. So we thought we would pick a favorite track each from the whole of 2025, and a favorite album each from the whole of 2025. So personal choices. The list in Dork is amalgamated from many different sources, writers, photographers, editors, people on the street. And will be an objective list of the best things that came out. But this is just two blokes chatting shit.
I mean, that's what we've been doing for basically 5 years.
Yeah, but we're going to be doing it about our tracks and albums of the year.
Oh, okay, well, that's fine.
So should I go first, Jamie?
Yeah, go on. You take them out first, as long as
before I pass out from blood loss.
Yeah, as long as you're all right, mate. But dive in.
My track of the year is from a little known artist called CMAT, who I really think you should all check out if you get the chance.
Yes.
I've got to Take a Sexy Picture because it spawned the woke Macarena. It elevated her to a whole new level, and it's just an absolute banger. And I think, we have both been fans of CMAT since the very, very, very beginning. And I think on every album, there's been a song where I'm like, oh, wow, this is, you listen to Nashville, you listen to California, you're like, never going to top this. And then Take a Sexy Picture is the first time it has been like, it's just a genuine, like, earworm pop banger. It's a song you can play to someone who's has no context, never heard of CMAT, They're going to love it.
Mm.
You can play this. You can play this at Christmas. You know that Christmas scene I was just explaining?
Yeah,
You know, you can
vividly.
put this on and, you know, Granny's going to be dancing.
He's
know?
gonna be dancing.
She'll be up with the rest of them, eh?
It is kind of like the first. I feel like it's the moment where you always got the most CMAT song. Like
Yeah. Distilled
everything that
essence
she's
of.
done, like this, like great kind of like I guess like humor, ability to lead into like the fun of it all. But also this incredible songwriter that's bursting with like personality as well.
Yeah,
Like,
and
it
I
all
think
kind
also
of comes
like
together in this song.
it's a an exploration of some topics that are like, you know, quite hard to wrestle with and quite hard to grapple with
Yeah.
for a lot of people, but done in a way that is, not like po-face, and also not, if you're not listening to the lyrics, still a great song, still an absolute banger. And then if you
Yeah.
do listen to the lyrics, it's like, oh, as you say, it's really, really smart. And just, it works on literally every single level that it could work on. And also, the dance is really easy to learn, which I do appreciate.
Which
Because
is
I never quite got the Apple one down.
No, we tried. We both tried.
You're better at
Um,
it than me.
I am better at the Apple dance. That is
But
true.
yeah, that's why I've never got into K-pop, because I mean, I can't do
Dance
that.
routines. Is
Can't
that
do
it?
those routines. Yep, can't do them. But I
You're doing
can
like
do
high intensity fucking
exactly.
BTS dance
But I
routines.
can do the dance to Take a Sexy Picture.
Yes.
But I won't, because it's an audio podcast. But I'll play it. Here it
Yes.
is.
Yes.
The pain hits and the fire glitz, and then it's too much for therapy. Oh baby, need my solution, and take a sexy picture, take a sexy picture. Can't you see me with that? Take a sexy picture of me, and make me look 40.
Take a sexy picture of me.
Yes,
I've seen that. It's Jake's track of the year.
it is.
Everybody.
Certified. I'm sure they'll be putting that on the album.
Put a stamp on it and call it there.
I do. You know
nonsense.
what I genuinely really, really enjoy for CMAT as an artist is never have I met a musician who is so infused by and enthusiastic about karaoke. And I love
true.
that this song is
Yeah.
big enough that I think there's a real genuine chance that like it finds its way into karaoke rotation, and I think no one deserves that more than CMAT.
It's true. As someone who enjoys the let's sing alongs at every song we possibly can,
And also
vibe.
kind of, embodies the spirit of karaoke. She loves it so much.
She does. That is true.
So yeah, I can only hope that 10 years from now this is on every karaoke machine in the country.
That's a big track of the year claim right there. That's a big, that's
I
the
did
goal.
say I hope. I didn't say
Yeah.
I think.
One song that I probably don't think will end up on karaoke selections is my track of the year. There was a few options I could have gone for. There was a real likelihood that I was going to pull my 2025 card, which is just to play a Chloe Keisha song whenever I possibly can.
Yeah, you've not actually been as bad as you once were with that.
Look, I
So-
had to wean myself off playing Chloe Keisha.
I think you've made a good choice, because I feel like Chloe Keisha next year feels like
Yeah,
feels
be
like
massive.
you're gonna have plenty of opportunities to talk about how great she is.
There's going to be many many opportunities to talk about Chloe Keisha next year. Also, did think about Sabrina Carpenter Manchild because it is a banger. But instead, I've kind of flipped it on the other way. We're going with Turnstile and Birds as my track of the year. I mean, if you're looking at bands, artists of the year, it's very hard to kind of, I guess, especially in a top 5, rule out Turnstile for just everything that's happened to kind of them this year. A band who already kind of like crossed over in a lot of ways, but like this was the year that they not only kind of like became like the top kind of, I guess, rock, for lack of a better term, kind of like artists, but also like crossed beyond that. Like Turnstile was being talked about by like everybody. Like even if you weren't a fan of like, especially if you weren't a fan of like hardcore music or like kind of anything like that, and that this music that naturally some people would probably like be like, nah, that's not my bag at all.
Mm.
They kind of really broke through in a manner which kind of it knocked down a lot. There's a lot of people now that I know who do not listen to that sort of stuff, but do listen to Turnstile, can see what that's like and want to go and see them live.
Yeah, I
The
mean,
live experience feeds into it as well. I mean, you went and you saw them. Is it Primavera? What was the
yeah, and
famous
I
one
saw them at Ali
them?
Pali as well,
Yeah,
very recently.
yeah.
Yeah, I think not to keep banging on about the extremely
Mm.
walkable city of Seville, but when I was
You
there,
come out of it.
an American woman came up to me. I was wearing a Turnstile hoodie, I think, t-shirt, an
Yeah,
item of clothing.
thank
Came
God.
up to me and she said, "Oh my God, we're over in Spain because we're going to see them in Madrid in a week or two."
Wow,
I mean,
there you go.
that's a level of commitment you don't often get. But I will, I will happily hold my hands up and say like I don't listen to hardcore. I don't know
Yeah,
much about hardcore beyond like Black Flag, etc. Like very
yeah,
vague outlines of it. I mean, bands
yeah,
like High Vis, obviously, like stuff like that. But I'm not huge into the genre, and this is still one of my bands of the year. This is one of my
yeah,
tracks of the year. And I think there is the thing people are like, oh, the biggest band in hardcore or whatever. Um, like, and then people say, well, actually, you can't really count it as hardcore because X, Y, Z. And I think it kind of misses the point because it's like, well, they left hardcore behind. Like, they're just a very, very big band now. I
yeah,
think when the last album came out, that was when they kind of not transcended the genre, but kind of ended up being outside of the boundaries of it. And now, I mean,
yeah,
Ali Pali, the amount of hardcore fans there is
yeah,
huge, but also the amount of people who are just fans of Turnstile is huge.
yeah.
Like
Uh,
selling out Ali Pali as
mm,
an American band from genre that's never been that big in the UK. I think if you are
yeah,
like an
not on
alternative,
that scale. Yeah,
no,
yeah,
if
yeah,
you're like an
yeah,
alternative or a rock band, there's more of a sort of space for you in terms of sort of like metal or pop punk or like emo or like any of those
yeah,
kind of blanket terms. But hardcore has never really been more than a niche interest here. So it is
yeah.
quite fun to see a band like Turnstile absolutely going massive.
Yeah,
And yeah, I think this is a great choice track wise. And I mean, the whole album is absolutely incredible.
yeah, absolute standout. Just see you witnessing kind of like their shows. It's something that kind of everyone wants to be a part of, and that's kind of a rare thing for a band to be like, come and join us in a lot of
Mm.
ways.
They're so
Um,
smart with it as well. I mean, at
yeah,
Ali
yeah, yeah,
Pali, I mean, the whole thing, the early Turnstile shows, as a lot of hardcore shows, it was just endless stage diving from the crowd.
yeah,
Can't do that, Ali Pali, because there's big
yeah,
barriers and stuff there. So they had on a screen behind them, they had a mosh pit cam, like
yeah,
live
yeah,
feed, and they also did one from Bird's Eye View as well. So again, like they know exactly the community and stuff like that is so
yeah,
important. And yeah, like just seeing them playing, and then just behind them, just these absolutely like sweaty, grinning faces of people just piling into each other, was very good fun. It was
yeah.
on a Wednesday, so thank you, but I will not be in that
I will
mosh
not be
pit.
attending
But
on that. So the one
yeah,
thing they need to change is their choice of date that you
yes,
go to the show to. Okay,
yeah,
wonderful. This is my track of the year because I think it is just the perfect kind of. If you look back on a year and you go, right, what was the defining bands and moments? I think it's hard to look past Turnstile. And so this is it. So this is Birds by Turnstile.
Finally, I can see it. These birds not meant to fly there. Finally, I can see it. These birds not meant to fly there.
Two good choices. Well
What
done,
about
us.
albums though, Jamie?
Oh, fucking
What
hell.
about them? The long form,
The
eh?
long form.
Your
Yeah.
brain too bloody rotted away by the TikToks. You can't even listen to albums anymore, eh?
The
You just shuffle the
TikToks.
playlists, eh?
The
Is that what you
TikToks.
do?
Who you? The TikToks.
You know,
Yeah, it's
just
like keep them
there watching bloody that Subway Surfers while you try and listen to 10 seconds of a song,
Subway Surfers.
eh?
Look, there's been a lot of great albums this year. It was quite tricky to decide on my choice
I mean,
of
luckily there's a
album of
big
the year.
old list in Dork, so we have managed to talk about a lot more than just the two we're going to talk
Yes,
about here. So this is
exactly.
but a sampler.
Exactly. We've obviously talked about, with tracks of the year, obviously both CMAT and Turnstile's albums. Go check that out. Um, Obviously really enjoyed the Wolf Alice album. Very sweet. I mean, Geese getting killed.
This is beside the
Incredible.
point, Jamie. Who have you picked?
It was hard. When I think of like an album of the year, I kind of think of the one that like I've listened to the most.
That is the
As like a
classic way
go-to.
of
Just
picking it.
because
Yeah.
instead of it being like that's the best album, it's like what's the one that I've just kept click and play on? And the result for me was
For those about to rock, we salute you.
ABBA Gold.
It's you. You're the man that keeps that in the charts week after week.
I just got to buy the physical format every week. It is Service Station at the End of the Universe by a friend of the show, Antony Szmierek.
The one and only.
The one and only. This came out a while, right at the start of the year.
Yeah, crazy that was this year. Oh, jeez, passing the time.
What a bloody year it's been.
Oh, tell me about it.
And it's just kind of just stayed there throughout. Obviously, it's kind of a concept-ish album around kind of like the characters found in and around kind of like a service station and kind of like what they're up to, what they're, where they are, what they are doing. Anthony's always kind of pointed to being this really incredible, kind of poet and kind of being able to tell stories in a way that very few kind of like new artists, if you want to call it that, can do. And he has created an album that like, when you hear about like a concept album, you kind of go, okay, I have to really like sit and bed in and buy into this. But what he's actually done is he's made this album which has got so many different like elements and journeys and like kind of bringing that sort of like love of like club culture back, I think, in a way that a few others, like we talked about Turnstile and how that's kind of like almost ushered in this newfound, I guess, love, if you will, or people going to check out kind of like hardcore and what that is. And I think Anthony's kind of been responsible in a lot of ways for that in another way, in terms of like that club kind of infused sound and how to make that sound really great.
I'm sorry, Jamie. I love Antony Szmierek very dearly. I love this album very dearly, but I do not think you can claim he is responsible for people's interest in clubbing.
I mean, no, club culture. There's a difference.
Oh, sorry, club culture.
Difference.
I'm not talking
Turtle Bay. I'm not talking Turtle Bay. I'm not talking Shush.
So you think the reason people go to Berghain is because of Yoga Teacher by Antony Szmierek?
100%. That's exactly it.
You know what? Yeah. Fine, as long as you'll back it. No, I love this album too. I don't think it rekindled an interest in the beauty of club culture in me, but I do really enjoy it. I'm a lyrics guy. We've been through this before. I literally could not tell you what half of the instruments on most albums are, but I do care about words because I'm a big nerd, and Anthony's really good at them. So this is a very enjoyable one for me.
Yeah, absolutely incredible album. I think it just delivered, and so easy to listen back to, kind of like every single point. You can go from stuff like, Great Pyramid of Stockport, which is almost like, this kind of like pounding kind of like release of fun. You get stuff like Yoga Teacher, like you kind of mentioned there. But then you go to stuff like Restless Leg Syndrome, which is just incredibly like stripped back and raw. Like, yeah, as a wordsmith, he's like really like standing out as like one of the best of the year. But this album is something that I think you can just plug in and play no matter what you're doing, and it's like it goes off and it's fun to kind of like be a part of. So
one issue I have with this album. Yes,
okay, go on.
One issue.
Let's air it now.
Let's air the issue before we play it.
Yeah,
I think it's in the song Crumb. He has a line where he says, takeaway pizza left untouched, and that is such a horrible form of violence. Do you know how expensive a takeaway pizza is? And how good, like, people don't eat takeaway pizza all the time because it's so bad for you. But you kind of spend your life holding off from ordering takeaway pizza.
Yeah. It's
frozen pizza from the shop, garbage. Pizza you make yourself takes too long. Takeaway pizza is the best thing on the planet, and he's telling me they're not touching it. Not even a nibble.
He's not afraid to tackle the harsh truths of life and what's going on out there, Jake.
Look,
and all
as a very famous man once said, when you are tired of takeaway pizza, you are tired of life.
And that's the takeaway you get from Service Station at the End of the Universe by Antony Szmierek. Yeah, an incredible album, real standout, just great fun. Something I've had on repeat ever since kind of the start of the year. It's great. Let's listen to one track from it, which I thought was really great, which I think kind of a nice kind of combination of everything. We're talking about the lyrics, but also like just that amazing production and kind of sound. This is "Take Me There" by Antony Szmierek.
When I need you, there I said it. Always have. Hold my hand.
I coughed there. That's what
Yeah, I was just
happened.
waiting to see if you were going to cough more.
Yeah, no, it's just a one singular
Here's
cough.
one for all you listeners at home to play along with. If you heard the cough, it proves that producer Patrick has got back from his stag do in a bit of a state and is not properly listening while he does this. If you did not hear the cough, he's still on top form. Either way, we love him dearly.
Yeah, shout out Patrick. There he is.
My album of the year,
yes.
again, lots of good albums. If we're going
Lots
to
of
do
good
that,
albums.
lots of good albums.
So many.
So too many good albums.
Some would say there's at least 50 of them, which
I
you
would
can
say.
read all about in the new issue of Dork. If yours didn't make it in, maybe you can make it in there.
My again, as you say, my personal album of the year, the album I've listened to the most, the album I find myself coming back to the most, is the Viagra Boys album, Viagra Boys.
Gravels.
Yeah, so not quite self-titled. I mean, we spoke about this when it came out. I love this band. I've always loved this band. There's always been at least one track on each of their albums that has become a must skip for me. That is not the case.
Skip.
Yeah, that is not the case on this album.
Skip.
Yeah.
Oh god.
I'm actually basically only thinking of the one on the album before this, which has the guy from Sleaford Mods on it, and I just hate his verse so much.
But they learned from that, and on this record they went, "Don't worry,
Let's not
Jake,
have him.
we've
No,
got
Jason.
you."
No, this album's great. It is a culmination of everything they've been doing. I've always loved the fact, which the way they formed was there were a load of people who were really active in the music scene in Stockholm. And then Sebastian, the singer, has never been in a band before and was a drug addict doing terrible karaoke songs in a bar. And they said, "Would you like to be in our band?" And what I've always loved about Viagra Boys is how completely insane Sebastian's lyrics are and how incredibly accomplished all the musicianship is. And also, they got saxophone. I love a saxophone. This album's great because there's all of that. There's a new Best in Show, which is kind of their weird, like, freeform stuff that they put on each album. A song called Pyramid of Health about going into the desert and eating cactuses and stuff.
Something like that. Yeah.
But then there's also Medicine for Horses and River King, which are quite touching in quite a Viagra Boys way. A lot slower, a lot more relaxed. I really enjoy how much more multifaceted it is because of that. And I also really enjoy that it feels to me, so Dirty Boys, which you're going to play, and Waterboy as well, are both kind of in the rearview mirror of Sebastian looking at being addicted to speed.
Yeah.
Which a lot of the other albums has felt kind of like you are listening to someone having a complete breakdown, whereas this,
and now it makes sense, right?
This is like listening to someone who seems completely on the level, and you say like, "Oh mate, do you want a drink?" And they say, "Oh, I don't drink anymore." And you go, "Oh, why not?" And they go, "Well, because." And then they just tell you one of the most insane stories you've ever heard in your entire life, and you think, "Good on you for making that change." But also, it's kind of glad you had that story in the back pocket.
Yeah. You're like, it was maybe worth it for that. Yeah. I think this is like Viagra Boys that like there's certain albums where like a band like locks in, where you're just kind of there like, right, this is you like on absolute peak form, like everybody's firing off in like the right direction. It's like just really like everything weaves together like really, really well. And like again, as also a fan of like the previous like albums to put out, like this just feels like, okay, this is them locking into something very different. It's like you are now all facing that same direction. You're all like hitting it out the park. And yeah, an album where you're talking about, you know, a man made of meat and everyone else is on the internet looking at feet.
Yeah.
What else do you need?
Yeah, an album which I think is the first time I've heard gooning referred to. And yet also one which has a relatively touching love song on it. So,
Yeah,
get you a band that can do both.
exactly.
So yeah, always loved how weird they are, always loved how good they've sounded, and just really love on this one that it feels, I guess, more mature in a way. It just feels broader. It feels less like a kind of, I've always enjoyed the one trick that this
Yeah.
pony can do, but it's learned new tricks, and now everyone can enjoy it.
Sake.
Also, I do think this, I mean, Welfare Jazz came out in 21, Keyboard in 22.
Yeah.
They've always been quite prolific in touring. They've always added new songs in that. There was a full 3 years, well, maybe slightly less than 3 years between Cave World and Viagra Boys.
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 Viagra-
And it shows. I think it really does show. It feels like a very, very polished album. And I
they've
just really
taken
like
the time, haven't they? They've just they've taken the time a little bit and gone, right, what kind of album do we want to make? And the result is something that I think if you were a Viagra Boys fan before, you're going to love this because it's them doing what they do best, even better than kind of what they've done before.
Also, there's
And if
panpipes
you're-
on a song from the point of view of a dog going to the vet. So
And if you are a fan of dogs going to the vet and wanted to hear that journey through panpipes, my God.
my
You've got
God,
your
you're
album,
going to love
album of the year. Album of the year.
Album of the year.
Album of the
slap
year.
the sticker on it. Rough Trade and Jake Hawk certified album of the year. This is
Finally.
Dirty Boys by Viagra Boys. There you
There
go.
we have it. That's our best
the
year.
year.
All of all, a
all.
great year for music.
Yeah,
Some great
music
albums.
wins again.
There's a lot of albums we didn't talk about, and a load of great things. But as we've said constantly, go pick up a copy of Dork, head to the website, and you can get the full rundown on all the great albums that we think are out there, and the great tracks, and the great EPs.
The great everything.
The great
The great
everything.
yonder.
The great yonder.
Great yonder. We will be back in a couple of weeks with a Christmas special. What form that takes, we don't yet know.
Yay!
Any band members listening who want to do the Christmas special, just let us know.
Yeah,
and we will deem whether you are festive enough to be allowed the hallowed Christmas special
It's
that
coveted.
what do we do? We've had Fred from Spectre. We had
Sports
Alex
Team.
from Sports Team last year when I forgot it was
yeah.
a Christmas special for most of the chat.
Yeah, that was good. That was
Probably
really,
some
really good.
others too.
And we've had some others as well. I think Alfie
Great.
Templeman's been a
Even
Christmas
we
one.
can't remember. And then we will be having a Christmas break, and then we'll be back with a revamped schedule for next year. So it's all very
Yes.
exciting stuff.
Yes. But we'll be kicking off with a bit of a live special.
course.
But more on that next time. But until then, go and buy a copy of the magazine or something, please. Fucking hell.
Yeah, Jesus.